y'all, welcome back to another episode of All Things Davon, where there's no limits, no filters, honest conversations, and yes, the truth we all can relate to. All right, y'all. Today's guest sparked conversation from the moment she stepped in the love cabin. Whether it was her confidence, her vulnerability, her connections, or the moments that were edited, she became one of the most talked about people of the season. Her journey was layered, it was emotional, it was misunderstood at times, and there was always more happening beneath the surface than what made the final cut. So today, we're not just reacting to moments, we're here to unpack context, clearing up narratives, and giving her the space to speak for herself with no judgment. So without further ado, meet the one and the only Athina.
Oh my God. Hello. Yo, I'm getting
How are
nervous
you?
on a second. I'm doing great. How about you?
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
Girl,
Don't
I'm
be you.
nervous.
You are safe over here.
Okay. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
doing
but you know,
great. I'm kind of
let me get into
excited.
it. Let me get into it. Let me take
hmm
these glasses off because I
Period.
gotta actually
Yup.
know.
Face card.
I gotta fill it the world. You know, I gotta fill it. All right. So before we even get started, I just want to say thank you for pulling up and like trusting this platform for you to actually speak and get everything out. That's my main goal for you, just to
No,
say everything one time,
definitely.
so you don't have to keep repeating yourself. You know.
Period. Thank you.
But I want to ask, how are you doing today? Okay. I want to ask, how are you doing today? How are you feeling?
Honestly, I'm feeling great. A bit anxious, but like honestly, I feel like it's more like excitement. I'm ready. I'm ready to yap. You know.
Yes. You're good over here. So I want to take it back. Okay, I want to strip it back a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So where did you grow up, and what was your childhood like?
Okay. Damn, the gang with going with the most hardcore question. So I grew up in Hungary, Budapest. Well, actually, I was born in. Nobody's going to know where it's at, but it's Bonyhad. I was actually born in Bonyhad, but I grew up in Budapest, which is like the main capital. Uh, for my childhood, I feel like I had my good years when I feel like it's from like a good since I was born till like 7. Life was great, but anything after that, I kind of went downhill from that point on. So definitely, I had like a really like rough time as like a kid.
And like when you say rough time, like in sense of, was it like financial needs?
Yeah. Look, like when financial needs was like already a given, my mom and dad got like divorced when I was like 7, but like he never really was that much around. But like, I mean, he was around, but he wasn't like, a big part of my life. And I feel like
Yeah.
that put my mom into, like she went through a lot with my dad. I'll say that. So
Yeah.
I don't think she was in the right mindset to really give me the best of the best. And especially as somebody, how can I say it in like a less depressing way? I feel like childhood essay was really like where everything kind of started going like downhill for me. So yeah.
So like, because there was so much going on in the relationship between, like, of course, like being parents,
Yeah.
she wasn't as present enough.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I understand that.
I feel like it's so funny because on the Love Cabin, I feel like a lot of people think I am a certain way. Meanwhile, I'm the opposite. And it's because of this, where it's like I'm used to, I guess, how can I say it? Like, I know a lot of women in my life who prioritize men instead of, anything else in their lives. So it's just funny to think that, like, in my real life, everyday life, I don't care. I'm actually more for the girls than the guys. But, you know, I feel like going through essay as a kid, especially, I don't know, I just feel like it just unraveled a lot of things in me, which later were present, So it's kind of, yeah.
Like, for example, I can like speak about, like, for me, like for my childhood, I was in a two-parent household until I wasn't. Was born and raised in Miami, Florida. But living down there, I mean, was a lot of struggle. I didn't come from like having money and all that. No. It was
Right.
not like that at all. My dad was abusive. Like, so when you were talking about like being in a toxic like parent household, and your mom and your dad really just trying to give you the best life, but they also are living their own lives too as well. People don't
Right.
understand that your parents are living the same life as you, but just at a different age gap. So
Yeah.
giving them a little bit of grace is very much needed. There's been times where
Yeah.
my dad has been like when I was an infant, I was a baby, he used to shake the shit out of me, like shake me when I was an infant.
Mm,
So it's like
mm.
people don't realize too as well is when you're a kid and you're a baby, yeah, you remember, but at the same time, and you're cognitive and you're in your brain,
Yeah.
you literally like protect yourself.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you
Exactly.
you protect yourself a lot. So when you get older, if you don't get help or if you don't get therapy, if you don't get any of these things, that they
Right.
end up affecting you. And I didn't know how much it was going to affect me because in 2023, I was diagnosed on paper with OCD. I didn't know what OCD was. I was like, what the heck is
Yeah,
this?
period. Yeah.
Right. I was like,
Girl.
what's OCD? And then
Yeah.
people are quick to be like, oh, OCD is like, yeah, I know, I just like being clean. Like, no, it's
No,
not
it's
that. Like,
not. It's not.
it's not like that at all. It's not. And there's, mind you, there's different types of OCD, but I have trauma linked OCD. So basically, I hold objects and things to trauma. So, like, for example, when I have been through a sexual assault in case in 2022, and that's when I was 17,
Yeah.
17 going on 18. When that happened, I didn't realize how much that affected me.
Yeah.
For example, every time I turn on the shower, things smell like bleach. Like it's a weird thing.
I
It's a
get it
PTS
completely.
thing, like PTSD
It's
thing.
a
It was
PTSD
so
thing for
weird.
sure. No, absolutely.
Yes.
Girl, we are so alike because this is like for me too. For me, my sexual assault was from I think it was started at like 9 till like 13. So, because it was one, I don't even want to like really bring up the situation in terms of like what, who, and how, but it was somebody who my mom used to date. And I feel like it's such an interesting thing how over the time, um, it's not even that you forget about it because you do know something happened, you just haven't really thought about it. So I think everything kind of came crashing down for me when I was in high school because I was just depressed. Like I was literally like I didn't want to live. I even as a kid, like I always been just a really depressed kid. And it's just like, I feel like I don't know, you might be able to relate, but like with my mom, it's like her culture and how where she was raised, like mental health is not a thing. Like it's not like, oh, you just are sad, be happy now. So it was never,
Mhm.
it was like a taboo
Mhm.
thing to talk about. It's like, and I remember like
Yeah.
as a kid especially too, like telling her, I'd be like, I want to go to like the doctor. Like I don't even know what a psychiatrist was. I was just like, I want to go to a doctor. Like I don't think this is how I should be feeling. And she was just like, no, you don't need that. Like you're fine. So and then cut to now, I got diagnosed with, well, major depressive disorder, and then I do have PTSD and a lot of anxiety. So I think it's really like the holy trinity of like things that people go through once trauma is like unlocked. And that's the craziest thing too. Like just like you said, over time, it's like it gets brought up. Like it's like your mind once you start feeling safer and your I guess your everyday day to day, your brain is like, okay, I think you're ready to process this more. And then that's where it's like,
Oh my goodness,
damn.
I did not. Wow, you just brought a that's a new perspective. The
Yeah,
safer you are, the more calmer you progress in life, things start to release because your mind thinks you're in a safe zone.
exactly. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that is another perspective.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
honestly,
goodness.
this
Yeah.
really is what like inspired me to like study psychology because I was like, yeah, like I want to understand myself. Like I want to know what the fuck is going on. Because I don't know if you've seen it. It was like a show on Netflix. I don't know if it's on there anymore, but that really is like what triggered a lot of like my childhood like sexual assault like memories to like even like address the fact that it was that was it was a
Mhm.
show called The Keepers, and it's really just like
That
sexual assault.
sounds so familiar.
It's sexual assault in the church, whatever. And it was and it's funny because I didn't really like connect anything until it got to a statute of limitation. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean there's a statute of limitations? Like I literally was just like pissed off and I was like mad the entire day. I was like, And I just didn't get why I was so overly pissed off about the fact that at a certain point you cannot speak up about what happened to you because they don't give a fuck in the eyes of the law. And it's just like from that point on, everything it was like, oh, like these are all the things that happened to you, and that's just a journey to be on.
I feel like it takes a lot of self inner work to do that. I'm like, for
Yeah,
me, I'm like blessed that my mom, like, out of being in that relationship for over like 14 plus years, she got out of it and she was like fighting strong and hard for us. Like, I haven't seen my dad in like the last time I saw him was my freshman year of high school. I'm in college now, child. I'm in my last year of college. So I haven't seen him for a good 8 years. Am I sad about it? No. Am I healed
no,
from it?
yeah,
I sure am. Um, sorry.
girl, I saw you. No, I saw you.
um, yeah, no. I'm like, am I healed from it? Like, yeah, yeah. I feel like there's always some certain things that you can always like grow and like open up and digress. But um,
Yeah.
the best thing I can say is like giving yourself a lot of grace, just like the next person, and
Yes.
also too as well therapy. I when I say therapy, like people always think I don't need a
Therapy.
therapist. I can talk to my friends. Like
Mm-mm,
they
not
always
the
say,
same
I can
thing
talk
at
to my
all.
friends, whatever it is. Like, no, it's not the same thing. You can do it to a certain extent, but your friends don't know what you're going through. Go to a psychiatrist, go to whatever you need to go to and get it done and get yourself healed. And therapy is not just for the moments whenever you're feeling sad, it's whenever you're feeling good. You can't stop going
Right.
whenever you're feeling good because it just happens in a cycle all
It's
over
not
again. And
exactly.
I realized that that was happening to me, and went to therapy in 23, and then I stopped after like a year, and then I was like, okay, cool, I'm good. And then I just didn't have OCD anymore, which is so weird. And then a couple months
Not
ago,
really
it
be
triggered
like
the
that.
heck
Yeah.
out of me. I was like, it was so weird. It was like coming out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, let's get to the source. Like, let's just get to the source of everything. I'm done. I'm done living in turmoil. Turmoil. I'm done living with like chronic anxiety, tapping or doing
Yes.
that. Like sometimes
Yes.
I would catch myself like on a podcast watching, and I'll be like tapping my feet. I'm like, oh, hold on. I'd be
I
doing
feel
that
you on
sometimes
that
when I'm filming
completely.
with people, and yeah, I'd be like doing that sometimes. I'm like, oh, let me catch myself real quick, and that's just body responses.
It's coping. It's basically like your body trying to cope with like all the things that it's going through.
Mhm,
I feel that completely. For me, it was like
mhm,
for the longest time, it's like just fidgeting. Like I just fidget with my hands. I do that all the time. So it just helps you calm down. But yeah,
mhm.
makes sense.
Do you feel like because of some of the things that you've been in life, they kind of like transpired to certain actions that you've made while you were on the show?
Yes and no. And I feel like the funniest part is I feel like most people are going to be like, oh, that makes sense. That's the way why she was acting that way with guys. But no, for me, it was actually my response to people. Like when I got into my fight, that I feel like it just unleashed like a you know when you're like as a kid you couldn't express how you were because it's like you can't like you're not allowed to. So it's like a lot of anger that's built up and it's just people
Mm.
playing in your face for so long. You're just like, I can't, like I really can't. And I feel like it's such a funny thing to just think about how I could finally just be myself. So yeah, I feel like maybe partially it did affect me, like my actions on the show, but I think primarily my actions were just things that a lot of people don't know about behind the scenes wise, you know? So
Mm. Mhm.
yeah.
Thank you first of all for sharing that and letting me share with you
Thank
too
you.
as well. I
Thank
feel
you for sharing that with me too.
I do wanted to also talk about your ancestry because I noticed that you
Yeah,
said you did your ancestry. I did
I did.
too.
Okay,
Um
period.
I did too. So I wanted us to share our ancestry and where we're from a lot because people just think I'm just a black kid and I'm not just black. So
Mhm. I feel you.
you're
For me,
Hungarian.
it's like they think about everything. I don't know. This is like the most funniest thing ever. Cause it's like people either don't believe I'm black or they're like, oh no, like you're Hispanic. And like, or it's like vice versa, where it's like, you know? So, I mean, to be honest, to be literally, I feel like the easiest thing I can say to people is I'm just black and white. Like, that's it. Like, nothing, special, nothing crazy. I was born and raised in Hungary. My mom's Hungarian and my dad's black. So, but we do have Nigerian like ancestry. So, That's really it.
For me, I could tell you're black from a mile away. Some of your
Thank you.
features.
I think so too. And I think I actually I know so. It's just like I feel like a lot of times people are just ignorant, and I feel like and this is what pissed me off too, and I feel like in the beginning now people know because I feel like I finally, gathered the right people who are my, like, support base because all my girls, like, we chit chat on TikTok live. We're like, yeah, like I finally accumulated the people
Mhm,
who are actually smart. But I guess I'm addressing this for the ignorant people. A lot of people came at me when I said I'm Hungarian, and like the intro of like my Love Cabin intro. And I feel like the issue is people don't realize three things, and I kind of know where it's coming from. And I think it's like, the saying that's like a lot of Dominican people do, the like, I know black, I Dominican. And it's like,
mhm,
no, you're still black, but you're black Dominican. And with me, it wasn't like that. For me, first of all, Hungarians are all white. Like that's it. Like it's not like a racially ambiguous, like it's not like Creole or what, it's not Dominican. So you can clearly tell I am not
mhm,
purely white. So let's start off with that. And I feel like that was the issue. People didn't know
mhm.
where Hungary was. So but also anywhere else outside of the US, people go with their nationality, not by their race. So if you ask somebody who's like
Oh my
Greek,
goodness, you're educated. You're educated. Hearing you already, please speak out because a lot of people don't know the difference between race, nationality, and ethnicity.
yeah,
They're
and
three
people
different
mix that
things.
up. Big people mix that up. Like I didn't come on Love Cabinet saying I was white. Like like I was not like I am Hungarian, and that is facts. My nationality, I am Hungarian. My race, I am black and white. That's it. Uh, and the thing is, like, if I would have said both of my nationalities, it would have been Hungarian and American because those are the two nationalities. It wouldn't have been African American. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people need to realize the difference between like nationality and race. And that's really it. That's key.
Yes,
And like I said,
yes, that
if
makes a
if
lot of sense.
yeah, and if you ask, even if it's a white person, let's say you ask them where they're from, they're going to either say the state that they're from, if within the US, or where they're from nationality wise. So let's say you're Greek. You're gonna say I'm Greek. You're gonna know that they're white, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like people need to educate themselves before, being just ignorant online.
Mhm,
So yes.
mhm,
My race is black and
exactly.
white. That's it.
Yes.
But yeah, but girl, what's it what you did
Mhm.
your ancestry test? What you got?
I
Period.
did.
Mhm.
I did mine. Yeah, I looked at mines and yeah, so my race, of course, is black.
Yeah.
Nationality is American. And
Mhm.
my ethnicity, first of all, I'm a like 100%. Like my both of my parents are from the Virgin Islands.
Oh, it's
I've been knew that.
fire. Mm, that's
Yeah,
so
but
fire.
my mom's mom is from Santo Domingo. So I
Oh
always
wow.
knew I was Afro Latino.
Yeah.
And my dad's side of the family is from Puerto Rico. Mhm, a lot of people just think I'm black, and I'm like, "Y'all, no, I'm just not." But I did do
Mm.
my ancestry, and it said I was like 43% Nigerian. Thank God. Whew.
The motherland,
I was
period.
43% Nigerian. I know that's right.
Mhm.
I was 43% Nigerian, and it had 30% white. I think it was like British and Irish, and I had like 5% Portuguese, something like that in there. It was a whole
Mhm.
bunch going on in there. I feel like I'm a mutt, but it was
No, it's definitely a
cute.
lot
It
of
was
mix.
cute.
Yeah. No, that
Mhm.
should be crazy. I feel like it's such an interesting thing too, because like, especially in like America, I think that was the most interesting part, like coming here, which was like I guess, somewhat of a cultural. Okay, I cannot pronounce culture, but it's like a culture shock, right?
Mm,
Was the fact that it's like
yeah, mhm.
everybody is so mixed. Like everybody is such a like big. It's like a big melting pot of cultures. It's like there's Creole people, there's Dominicans. And I feel like that was like the craziest thing to see, especially somebody was born and raised in Hungary, where it's like everybody is the same thing. Like it's either maybe you got a little German in you, but that's about it. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
that
I
definitely was a cultural shock for you.
definitely. So yeah,
Yeah, so especially if you go to, like, Miami, Miami is full of, like, Cubans
Miami.
and,
Oh,
um
that's where everybody speaks me in Spanish, and I'm like, I'm like, I mind you, I don't know Spanish at all.
yes. If you
Mm-mm.
live in Miami, I don't care who you are, you're going to pick up on a little bit of Spanish, it's
Yeah,
required. It's literally required.
it's fire. Yeah.
Mhm. So I also want to talk about what it was like growing up with your textured hair and not seeing
Mhm.
people who looked like you around you since you were in Hungary.
Yeah.
It's called Hungary,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, Hungary.
Since you were there for um since you were born and raised there and you were also mixed,
Yeah.
how was it like trying to figure out your hair texture, figure out what you can do? Did you love
It's
or hate your hair? How was it?
I feel like look, me and my hair had a long journey still to this day where it's like it's just so much. Well, it's I don't know, especially like when I was born in Hungary, like especially in that era, there was not any black people really. Like I literally went to Hungary like a few months ago and I saw maybe I don't know, 5 black people in that whole 3 months that I was there. So, keep in mind that there was even less when I was born or, like, when I was, growing up there. So,
Mhm.
I feel like it's weird because I feel like the concept of like my hair really didn't come into like a big play in my life until I was in high school because that's when I was like I can't just wake up and brush my hair and go. Like it's not that.
Yeah.
It's like I need products and there's not a lot of products I can use for my hair. So I really have this like love-hate relationship with my hair. Like I always loved it in terms of like I love curly hair, but it's just so much work to deal with. And also for me, like killed me, which I feel like a lot of people can relate. I hated the shrinkage. It's like, what do you mean I have like a 40-inch buzz down if I straighten it, but then I have like a bob if I don't, you know? So that's is like really what
Mm,
like made me feel some sort of way. And I feel like also the way I was treated a lot of times was like, oh wow, like an exotic animal. Like, oh, can I pet you basically? Was like another thing that was like making
mm,
me feel some sort of way about having curly hair.
like dimming you
Yeah.
down, making you smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Mm,
that's what I'm saying, like, in Hungary, like, the racism is not the exact same way as in the US, where it's, like, literally, like, in your face, like, "I don't like you because of this." In Hungary, it's more like a weird, like I always have, like, just weird off-putting comments, like, I feel like the best way I can, like, phrase it is, like, microaggression, where it's like, "Oh, wow," like, because of my skin color, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm almost your color." Like I'm like anytime it was summer, like a white person would be like, "Oh my god, I'm almost your color." Wow. Or they would call me like chocolate. Like literally that would be my name. So it's like a lot
mm.
of like weird things. So with microaggression, it just I am like a G at clocking at this point because it's just so much like off-putting that people be saying.
I know whenever you were on Love Cabin, you were talking about how you said you don't regret your choices, but you would move smarter. Can you like explain um, the
Yeah.
differences you mean in that perspective?
Yeah, well now that reunion finally passed, I can talk about it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna give
Uh-huh.
y'all the rundown, which I feel like every evening I already kind of gave y'all, and I even made Trap talk about it. Like, and this is no hate to Trap because Trap, I love him. He is my great friend, but I'm gonna be so honest. So we were paired up, right? And literally day one, we were like, we just had this like kind of like a agreement, be like, yo, we're here for a reason. Like, let's strategize, you know? And it wasn't the fact that we didn't like each other. It was just more like, okay, we came in the end. Like, you know? So I think like after day two, I think that's when like Ray J was kind of like, okay, so nobody. I was like, we just met each other, sir. And after that was the day of when Trap was like they made Trap choose. And he like I think he chose Desi first and then he went with Brie. And I was like, what type of is this? Like I was crashing out because the day before we were like, okay, like we're, strategizing. Like we came in this shit to win. So that pissed me off. And I feel like that's where really everything kind of started like making me pissed off. So by I would have went like I would have strategized differently, would have been like, I would just been like, Trap, we gonna talk about every step of the way, or I'm just going to be paired up with somebody else. So I feel like that's the only thing I really would have changed. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes a lot of sense for sure. That makes a lot of sense. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Before we actually get into it for real, I want to loosen things up just a little bit.
Oh, this wasn't the for
So,
real, for real, for real deal. Okay.
oh, Oh, girl, I'm gonna get into it. Trust.
Oh my
This
god.
was just a pre-show.
Okay. All
So I want to play this little game, uh, where basically, it's just answer honestly. There's no overthinking, and just think
right.
of the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, who do you feel the strongest chemistry with instantly?
Nobody. I mean, do I have to
Period.
say somebody? Instantly, nobody. Um, Afterwards, I would say Cam. I had good chemistry with
Camo.
Cam. Yeah, Cam, like, and then like a more romantic
Okay.
one. But with Trop, he's just too much like me, so I couldn't say him.
Who confused you the most?
You already know, fucking Trop.
Who do you think production misunderstood the most?
Me, me. I would say
Mm,
everybody calls me the misunderstood queen, and I believe that. I feel like production misunderstood
mm,
me. Yes.
mm. Who do you think fans judge unfairly?
Honestly, it's either me and John. Because I feel like John, like, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me. A lot of things that he did is ain't shit. And I'm going to say that what he did to Chloe was not it. But I feel like a lot of times he just be saying shit. But I'm going to just say me because me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When they see the episode with John that I have with him, they'll be like, okay, some of his points are actually valid because I
Yeah.
misunderstood him a lot, though. I did. I definitely did.
Yeah.
Who do you think surprised you in a good way? And who also surprised you in a bad way?
Okay, well, I got the question. I mean, I got the answer for that. I feel like, you know what's funny? I feel like Des is the one who surprised me in a good way because initially, it's not that we didn't get along, but it was, I don't know, it was just some behind the scenes that I misunderstood that she said to me, and I was like, oh, I hate this bitch. Like, because for me, I am very bipolar when it comes to shit. I either hate you or love you. There's no in between. So, and especially it's crazy because towards the end, like Des became one of like I even said it, and I don't know if they aired it, but I literally was just like, Desi is like a real ass, like I love her. So, she surprised me in a good way. And then the funniest part is the bitch who I thought was going to be cool, who surprised me in the worst way, is Sheila, that the BBL warrior. That so she just is a fake ass. And I'm gonna be so honest. You're an insecure 30-year-old stripper. That's all I have to say to you. Thank you.
Mm. Mm. Do I have alcohol around me? Do I have
And I can go into it
Hold
too if y'all
on.
need me to. Cause
Oh, we are. Trust and believe after
yeah.
this game.
Mhm.
I got a couple more left. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I know y'all shaking y'all seats. Hold on.
Like,
um, who do you think was playing the game the hardest?
uh, oh, like somebody who is not authentic, like just
Mm,
playing the game for the game.
mm-hmm,
Sheila, that bitch just does it for like PR, like promo, like
mm.
that's it.
And who do you
Yep.
think was the most authentic?
Most authentic. I feel like Kiara. Kiara is authentic. Like Kiara is true to herself. So I feel like she's the most authentic on there.
Mm-hmm. I love her. I love
Hmm.
her.
Me too.
Okay, last one. Who do you think was just trying to stay in the house?
Everybody. No, but
That is
look, me and I'm gonna be so honest, it's me. I don't give a I did try to stay in the house, and I sure did. Look, every move I
I ain't
made
gonna
made
lie, you,
sense. Me. Me the
okay, okay. She's self-aware, y'all. This is how you know she real. This is how you know she's real. All right. Let's actually get into Love Cabin. So get y'all's drinks, get y'all popcorn, get everything y'all need, because we about to get into it. All right. So episode 1, in the intro, you created a lot of confusion about you being a adult star, all that jazz. Can you clarify what exactly was said? Because I know it was edited in a certain way where
Yeah, so basically, I was trying to be funny and cute, and it was really not giving. But well, now looking back, but I said what was it? My ex said I'm a therapist and a porn star in one. I never say I was a porn star, but they go, Zeus gonna do his thing and cut it out. But yeah, that's all I said. It was just like a funny little liner, but looking back, it probably
Hmm.
wasn't the best idea, but yeah.
Yeah. They definitely use that to their advantage, okay? So I know people assumed things about your body and choices. How did you sit with that watching back?
Well, honestly, I feel like at first it bothered me what people were thinking, especially because things that pissed me off the most is that people think something that is not true. Like, if it's true about me, I don't give a fuck. But it's like, for example, like with the whole trap situation, I claim that because guess what? It's my body. I do whatever the fuck I want. I don't give a fuck. You worry about the wrong
Mhm.
pussy. You will never get to me. But and that's what I'm saying. Like and I'm gonna be so honest, and this is not even to be like, oh, she's like, doing her big one. I could have a lot of people off of the show, and I'm not gonna say names, but I could have. And I just didn't because I did what I wanted to do. So it's like I feel like we as a collective, as a society, need to stop pussy watching. I'm not promoting, go out and whoever and whatever. I'm just doing me. Me doing me is never going to affect anybody and the next person because I'm not encouraging nobody. I'm not doing so, but just to break it to everybody, the only person I had any sort of romantic, whatever with intimacy with is Trap. Everybody who thinks I fucked Camel or whatever, not facts. And I would claim it too. So
Mm.
thank you.
Because I know fans were in the comments and they were saying too as well. They were like, "Oh, she's digmatized and she's all da, 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 da." How do you respond to that?
So I kind of played into it because I feel like at that point when a lot of people are telling you like pussy watching, which is what I like to call pussy policing, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just go with whatever they want me to say. Plus, I couldn't tell the truth at that point because reunion wasn't there, and I was telling Trav, I was like, yo, can I tell them? He was like, yo, just wait until reunion so we can clear everything out. Like he's my brother, he's my friend. I was like, okay, it, but you better say your. So no, I was not that dickmatized. Dick was great, but it wasn't that great for me to be crashing out. For me, it was the fact of if we discuss something and you don't act accordingly, then I'm going to be pissed off at you because now you played in my face. It was never about the dick.
Mm. And going back to the other question that I was going to say too as well, you said Trap said things off the camera that changed how you felt. What can you share
Mhm.
about that?
Okay, well, there's two sides to it. I feel like and I feel like Trav was talking to everybody. Well, not everybody, but like me and Brie. I feel like every reunion is brought up too, where it's like for Brie, it was more like a romantic thing that he was telling her, like, oh, I with you, like, and he was telling me that too. Like, don't get me wrong, but I don't believe these niggas. I don't. I know you lie like a For me, it was just like, okay, we both came here. I don't, obviously, how can I say it? The money wasn't the only reason, but it was the big portion of why we came on the show. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, it's not that I really wanted to find love that much. I cannot tell how much Trap came on the show for this or that. I'm just saying for me, it was mainly for the money. So for me, it was just like, damn, like now you went against our strategy of like, because he was saying like we should have like this like toxic relationship, like like a kind of like a
Yeah.
off and on, to build like a storyline. And I was like, okay, cool, but like you need to tell me your moves, like what you're going to do, because if I'm just there reacting to your moves, I'm going to be pissed the off because I think that you're going, against me now. So yeah, that's really it.
Mm.
So yeah, I
Mm.
think
Okay. Okay.
overall,
Okay.
to summarize it for the people who I know are going to be slow, the dick was good, not that good. New strategy, it was. We had a strategy that he went against, and that's what pissed me off, and that's it.
A lot is going on. So we know that you and Kemma were very heavily edited. Can you clarify
Yeah,
what actually happened between you and what actually didn't? Because people think
yeah.
that you actually slept with him, and and people are like, "Aren't you like Chloe? Aren't you like this too as well?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think my girl would do this. So please clarify
No.
to the people.
Okay, so basically what happened was, and this was exactly it, and Cam, I don't know if you talked to Cam, but basically what happened was, and this is exactly how it went down. The same day that Trap decided to do his little big one with the choosing Brie situation, and going against her like quote unquote plan, I was pissed off. And Cam was already like in a bad kind of headspace because he didn't like the situation that we was put in. Because it's like, and I feel like this goes through both of us. We weren't necessarily paired up afterwards with people that we wanted to be paired up with. Like me and Cam wanted to be paired up
Yeah.
together. It's like we never was that. So Cam was already pissed off and I was pissed off. And mind you, the day before I told Cam I don't like you. Like I literally I was just having a bad day and I was like, I hate you. Like I literally said, and he was like, what the fuck? That was the first time we ever even talked that day, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Cam and I kind of just go to the side and we're literally just talking. And I'm just like pissed off and we're both just kind of venting to each other. And then literally the most he did was grab some ass cheeks and we fell asleep on the couch. And yeah, and also another thing too is like y'all know damn well Zeus would have showed us, getting down to business if they, if we actually did. It's nothing that stopped them. The only reason me and Trap aren't showed is because we deliberately went into a room that there's no cameras in. So make it make sense.
That
But
does
yeah,
make a lot of
so
sense too. Put two and two together, y'all. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
That
but
makes
that's what
a
I'm saying.
lot
Like
of
if I
sense.
if I would have came over, I definitely told y'all because guess what? It's my coochie and not yours. But don't be putting fake shit on me. Thank you.
Mm. Ooh, so I want to talk about the bus and the house situation because there was a lot of tension on the bus with Bree that happened later that spilled into the house. So
Right.
what really happened there?
I mean, I feel like it's a weird thing because I feel like I don't know, like Brie was definitely stirring up some shit too. Because for me, my issue was, well, it's a whole thing. I feel like it initially started with Jer Bear. He just started stirring the pot. And that wasn't even
Yeah.
put in the show. And that's why a lot of people are confused. They're like, why do y'all hate Jaren? It's like, we don't hate him. Well, not now. But like, then I literally want to sock that man in the face. So, speaking of that, so the whole story is I told Trap after everything, went down when I was pissed off. I literally told him, I was like, I'm going to sock the out of you. Or like, I'm going to, I literally told him I'm going to smack the out of him because he's going against our plan. I said, okay. No, I literally made him promise. I was like, and this I'm saying, like, y'all are right. I am crazy, but I'm not in that situation. Okay. I told him I was like I'm gonna smack the out of you if you go against our plan. And he was like, no, I'm not going against our plan. And then whatever, right? Jerry Bear hears that. He's like, oh, she's talking about Brie. She's talking about how she's going to smack Brie. I was like, why would I be smacking Brie? Like, I'm not that type. If a nigga wants you, go with him. It's never that. It's you the problem as a man who going against your words, right? So, anyways, Jared
Uh,
starts off, and then Bree comes into the dressing room, and she was like, "Tell your flame or tell your match to calm down or something like that." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "What did he say?" And he was like, "He said that you're going to smack me." And I was like, "What?" So that's why like the whole already like a weird thing started off with Bree. But then I was like, I have no reason to smack you. And then I think it was just a lot of things building up. And for me, what I didn't like was the fact that I then talked to Trap about everything. And it's just been like a back and forth. I feel like between the who said, what said, whatever. But basically, my issue was with
mhm.
her is that she told me that Trap called me a hoe. And I was like, Trap called me a motherfucker. I said, what? I said, you already got me up off of your little bullshit, going against the program, and now you're gonna call me a hoe. So
Yeah.
I confronted Trap, and he was like, I never said that. And then Bree was just there, like, yeah, he didn't say that. And I was like, if 2 plus 2 is 4, what the is this? So that's what pissed me off. I was like, okay, now I'm going to come at you crazy because you lying on me and you making me look stupid. So that's where my animosity came from.
Mm,
That's really it. And I feel like
mm.
everything just went off from there.
That makes a lot of sense. I do want to also touch up because um the situation with the bus too as well with you and Sheila because there was a moment uh where things got escalated and then it shifted. Did you even realize that you called her a bitch on the bus?
I didn't, but I stand by
Hmm. Period.
it.
Period.
Everything I say, I stand by it. No, but I think I mean, maybe you'll have a question about it later too, because I think a lot of people are still confused about and why Sheila even spoke, which I am too to this day. But, yeah.
So like after after that fight, were you actually ready to fight one on one? Because you know when y'all were in the house, you fought Bree already,
Yeah.
and Bree kept saying that you apologized. Where was the apology? Did you actually apologize? Did you like?
Yeah.
Ugh,
So I'm gonna tell y'all
I was confused about
exactly.
that.
First of all, what the would I apologize for? Right. So this is exactly what went down, and I am saying names. I am name dropping. I don't give a fuck at this point. We've been done this shit. So overall, what happened was, and this is where I say insecure. I think it was we were in the glam room, right? And everybody was
Hmm.
taking their makeup off. And mind you, me and the BBL warrior were great. We were like literally we were getting along. And I think it was Ray J who came in there and was just talking about an incident that occurred where she was being crazy about this man who she used to date apparently. I don't know the truth of it, the validity of how much she was dating, whatever. And as I realized, if let's say you're friends with somebody and you know the nigga that they're talking about, the nigga literally just called me while I was in the hotel before I came on the show. I'm gonna be like, hey,
Hmm.
by the way, I know him. Like, I know. It was never like, oh, it was literally was like, hey, coming to you as a woman, I know him. Like, like you can ask me anything because it's like that's some weird shit, right? So she takes it as, oh, she's trying to one up me. I'm like, girl, I literally said, hey, babe, Kevin Gates is literally the nigga just called me before I went on here. So it wasn't even like I talked to him like a month ago. He literally just called me before I went on there. So I literally was just telling her, like, hey, like, I know. And then she just storms out the room. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, maybe it was just like, she just didn't like that. Mind you, didn't confirm me about I didn't know she had an issue with me. I was cool with her. Nothing. Then fast forward, the sprinter was the only time that I knew that she was pissed off at me, and I just didn't get it. I literally at that point I did not even know what the fuck is going on. So whatever, right? Speed forward, me and Bree get into it, and the day after, it's funny because Sheila is the one who came up to me like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Like I kind of acted out of character. Like she literally word for word said that is a touchy subject for me and I apologize. I wasn't trying to come at you that way. And I was like, no, it's cool. Like, and I literally said, word for word, I said, I didn't mean any of that, like that. So if that's her apology, for sure. Ain't nobody ever apologized for calling her because she was a thank you. So yeah,
Mm.
that's
Yeah, I
really
cleared it
it.
up because I was trying
Yeah.
to look at it too as well, and I was like, I don't think that Athena would apologize for that. I
I had
mean,
no reason to
uh, y-
apologize.
yeah, I was
No,
like, trying
no.
to put two and two together, couldn't find it.
No, yeah,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm gonna say this right now too, and it's not meant to be like nice to her. I had no issue with her, and I feel like it is okay to be insecure. Everybody has their moments, but do not take it out on other women. Like I could be cool with you even if you felt some sort of way about the situation because you're
Mhm.
entitled to your emotions. But the moment you start taking out your own insecurities on other people, that's when it becomes an issue, and I cannot fuck with you. And that's really all it comes down to.
I know also fans feel like that you were also trying to save your spot because, of course, you were near elimination by saying stuff like, "Oh, I like white men," and then you also like Asian men too as well. How do you feel about that?
Look, y'all, I will not lie to y'all. Yes, I was just trying to secure my spot. Look, a girl had to do what she had to do. If they would have said, "I'm
Because I'm
bringing in
not
an
gonna lie, I
alien,"
would have probably done the same thing.
like I'm sorry, like, and I was really thinking right. I was like, should I cap to these people? But I was like, like, what do I have to lose? If they would have brought in a alien, I would be like, that's just my type. Like, you could have said anything under the rainbow. I would be like, yep, my type right there. So
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
I was securing the
Gonna make
spot,
it.
and honestly, I did a great job at it too. Because guess what? I was eliminated. One was an episode before the actual show was over. Yep, no pair, and I was still on there. Okay.
Did your
So
big
yeah,
one for real.
I did my big one.
So I want to talk about the whole Ray J situation, all that jazz. So early on, you expressed that you were interested in Ray J. What drew you to him?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest in every way possible. I do find Ray J attractive. Like I don't think he's an unattractive man. He is short as fuck. which is, you know, but he is like for my usual type, I do prefer somebody who's older than me, like much more older than me. Not like 60, but you get what I'm saying. Like I want a grown man. So he was like the closest out of all the people who I would be like, okay, maybe. But the whole Ray J situation was just funny because I think it was a water balloon splash when it was like the whole concept got introduced. And I was trying to be matched up with Cam, right? So I went to
Mhm.
kiss him specifically. And then as a joke, I went and stole Ray J. I didn't think that I would need to kiss him. He just brought that up on his own. I was like, Ray J, the reason I didn't give you the kiss was because to be like straight up be like, I want Cam. Like, I don't want to be matched up with anybody else but Cam. So I just went funny,
Mhm.
joke. Production loved that. They were like literally the day after they wanted me to kiss Ray J in the hiking scene too. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not about to kiss Ray J over and over. So did I kind of play on it? Yes. You know, Ray J's cool. Like I f with him. Like but I was never like in love with Ray J, if that makes sense. But
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay.
And I was securing the
Um,
spot, which I sure did.
okay. I know that's right, because I was gonna ask you, how did you feel watching Ray J and Sheila connect after you left?
Honestly, I didn't give a fuck. Um, I don't know. I feel like it makes sense. Like I feel like I always say this. Like Sheila and Ray J just make sense. She is like the ripoff Kim Kardashian that he, you know, is with. Um, that's really it. I feel like they're great for like entertainment. Like I feel like it is a good match. I feel like it's great for entertainment. So yeah, I feel
Mm.
like it's a great
Okay.
match.
Okay, okay. So, what was the hardest part of filming that viewers never got to see?
Having Okay, first of all, waking up right in the morning, and we're like, where the is production? Nowhere to be found. We're like, okay, what I mean? Like, there's cameras around the house, like just, but no production. So we're minding our own business. Production shows up, and they're like, okay, so y'all have 15 minutes to like get ready and go. I said, wait. So I'm like, okay, my hair looking a mess. I said, my makeup not done yet. I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. And then they're telling you like, oh, dress in athletic. And like towards the end, I stopped giving a fuck. I said, I'm going to dress up the way I want to. But I think that was the hardest part of like just rushing, constantly rushing. Like you don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't know what's going to happen next. Like it's just and you don't know what time it is either. We literally were recording today and be like 5 a.m. from like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. and we just had no time because we don't have our phones. So I think that was the hardest part of like not knowing what the is going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Um, what was one moment that didn't air that would have completely changed how people viewed the season, whether it was you or somebody else?
Um, if they would have aired, because I know they have footage of me and Trap talking about it, because even Camo was there when he was telling me the plan. So I wish they would have aired that. But obviously, it just kind of feeds into the character that they wanted to portray me as. Which I guess towards the end they couldn't really do it that much because they knew that like I was just like trolling a lot of times, rage baiting.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like I wish our conversation with Trap would have been aired. And then I wish I guess the whole glam room raging and me actually telling Sheila be like, hey girl, like just letting you know. I wish that would have aired because
Yeah.
that would have put it into it's not even for me because it for either ways I would have came up be like she was tripping, but like more context for the viewers and being like, oh okay, now this makes a bit more sense. So yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, too, as well, I want to get into, 'cause I know y'all are raving about it, the reunion. Because when I say, goodness gracious, girl, you was doing your biggest one.
Thank
You were
you,
doing your big one. Like,
girl.
fight after fight, this after this. Oh my
Girl.
goodness. And I
When
think
I
Desi
said
and
I came there
Desi
for a reason. Mm-mm.
came back for a reason. And oh my goodness, girl. And Desi the one that said, Athena, get her?
Yeah. No, literally, no, because first of all, And I don't know if I'm and this thing is like you can't even though I don't fuck with Sheila, I don't know if exactly this is what happened because I was just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? But I think how it went down, and I can't wait to rewatch Reunion, was that Sheila was about to like she took her top off to show her titties to the crowd, which is already like what the like we're at Reunion, right? But whatever, like she gonna do whatever the fuck she wants to do. That's her body, her choice. But then I think she was trying to get Desi to like kiss her boobs or some shit like that. And then Desi was like, Sheila, we're not doing this. Like she literally said, Sheila, we're not doing this. And she was like, no, like do it, girl, like do it. She's like, Sheila, we're not doing this. Like, first of all, also, if that was like a man, that would have been sexual assault right there. But we're not going to talk about that, right? But anyways, moving on. So Desi gets up and she was just going off and talking to the crowd. And then Desi was like, Athena, get her. I said, thank you. I was already about to beat them up. So I was like, I don't even need dialogue at this point. Y'all already know I was going to fuck her up. So here I am. Boom!
That's T.
Y'all.
I'm sorry, that's T.
Oh my God. I literally,
Oh
y'all, I don't,
my, just oh my goodness.
I don't know. Somebody DM me, be like, Athena should be a wrestler. And I said, and I said, y'all.
I'm thinking about like I saw some comments. They were like, "Put Athena on baddies."
No, they were like, here's your baddie chat, and Natalie not me. I said,
Oh
okay.
my goodness,
I fought her now
that's
5 times,
crazy.
not 6 times, 7 times. And then I said, damn. So, yep, that happened.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Was there like any dialogue afterwards?
There was because she was just like, Athena, she was like, at least I know how to keep a man. Sheila, who are we talking about right now? And then, the production is so messy. They brought up the TikToks of Raja being like, yeah, me and Sheila are great friends. And then me and Sheila, what was it? Me and Sheila are great friends, but I love my baby mama and I want to go back to her. Right after she
Wait,
said that,
they played them?
right after Sheila said, baby girl, at least I know how to keep a man.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
I didn't say I said, ooh. I said, production really had it. Like they had it down to a T, but so yeah. I feel like there wasn't really a lot of dialogue other than the fact of like she was that was her one point, and then the fact that I'm linked up with Ray J, and I was like, okay, I was like, yeah, I can tell you
That
all that
is
too.
crazy. Oh
So
my
yeah.
goodness. So now that we got through all this, I want to ask what is next? You know, when Love Cabin is dying down, is going away, what can we expect from you next? Are we getting into music? Are we getting into fashion? Are we getting into this? We want to
Mhm.
know. We want to know.
Well, although I know a lot of my haters would love to hear my amazing raspy voice singing, I will definitely not be doing that. But no, I'm literally tapping in with like more like fashion stuff. I already have my own brand, which is, from Athena, check it out. But I'm really just trying to do,
Hold
and it's more
on.
like a, oh,
Oh
I
no,
thought you
I
said
was like
hold on.
hyping you up.
Oh no, yeah. So I'm really trying to do like kind of like a Y2K like tracksuits. Like I'm really trying to bring back like cunty, like like juicy couture, like type of thing. So I'm really just trying to do that. And I feel like I'm just going with the flow. I feel like a lot of opportunities have presented themselves. Like I'm doing a lot of hosting now. I'm going to DC this weekend. And it's just, I don't know, I'm just meeting people and I'm just going with the way it is. Honestly, I'm thinking about doing my own podcast too, because I feel like bringing on a lot of like people would be dope. So yeah.
Girl, I know that's right. Yeah, I feel like you should do
Mhm.
all the things to never limit yourself to anything.
Oh,
You
and the
had the
Cooking
voice
with
for it.
Titi series. Oh, it's a Cooking with Titi.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can.
yeah,
I saw
yeah,
some of your
yeah,
cooking,
yeah.
girl, and you can
Thank
cook.
you. Thank you. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
that's really it. And then we'll just see how everything goes.
I love that for you. We needed to do like a little cooking session, and then maybe we should do a nice creative directing photo shoot, and gag the fans a
Yes.
little quick.
T. I love that. No, I literally love that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it was nice, and I'm so grateful for you being on the show. Thank you for once
Oh,
again
thank you
taking your
for
time to even
having me.
just being here. Yeah, of course. I shot I gave you the questions, but I didn't go too hard. I said enough. I gave you the time to explain. I feel like I just gained another friend, and another one,
No,
and another one, and another
definitely.
one. So So
Period. No, I'm glad
okay.
we could do the little
Um
spilling tea.
Okay. Yeah, thank y'all for just watching this episode. If y'all have any questions, you already know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to be watching them. We're going to be chronically watching what y'all have to say. You know, maybe not Titi because Titi's a little busy. You know, she's booked and busy. But, you know, I got time to watch. But without further ado, I'll catch y'all on another episode of All Things Davon. Bye, y'all. Okay, girl, you ate that.
Nah, you
Oh
did
my
your big one. I
goodness.
loved it.